Good morning, campers. Hope you're doing amazing. Let's do a reading. I don't know why I'm so giddy today. Let me bring you a little bit down. I'm feeling this collective. We're going to see where this takes us, right? I'm feeling you're a little bit too serious. You're taking things too seriously. You're being too suspicious. And I always say this, right? Relax. Relax. I know it's hard. I know when we are in emotion, I know because I've been there. It seems the world. It seems the end of the world, right? But I'm being guided to tell you today, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Everything passes, right? It's part of life. It's why we as souls enjoy this little ride, right? But it's like you're sitting in your emotion and you're taking things too seriously. You're analyzing every little thing, every little thing. It's like, take a step back, right? Nothing is that serious. It's this emotion that maybe, let's jump in. I feel like something that is really, you could move through smoothly. You're seeing it as a Mount Everest, right? So it's like, and there's also this, they were showing me this like emptiness and fullness in the sense of like, you want space to think things through. It's like maybe you have to take a step back, but in the same time, you're hungry for something. There's something that you're missing. There's something that you need. Let's see what's going on with this collective. What's going on? We have date night. Get ready to be wine and dined. So let's do a couple more. I want to see if that's incoming energy or that's something that just happened. Moving, change of resident, moving with a partner. Let me do a few more. I was guided to grab this deck, and whenever I do, it's like I don't vibe with it. Let's see. Okay. We have let go. That's what that's what I actually heard. When I saw the moving, I've heard moving on. Moving on, and we have let go. There's something that you need to let go. There's a certain transformation that needs to happen. And we have intimacy. I feel this collective, this is what you're craving. This is what you're hungry for. It's like oh, I just heard the song. What's the song? I'm not gonna sing that song. It's too difficult. But the song from, the Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze movie. Oh, he's so hot. Aw. Real masculine. Maybe a person connected to you, or you, if you're the masculine, has that vibe, that kind of a very it doesn't talk much but expresses a lot. It's like this traditional kind of masculinity. But the song was, I'm hungry for your love. I'm hungry for your love. It's like you want intimacy. There's someone that you crave, or someone, they're correcting me, maybe not. It's like you crave intimacy. You crave date nights. You want to be wine and dined. Give it time, it says. Let's do another row. But there's something that you need to move on from. There's something that you need to let go. Your pregnancy. I always take this card as, maybe it is a detail for some of you, but expecting. So maybe you're expecting someone to invite you out. Maybe your intuition is telling you that it's coming. We have water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What else? They're flying. We have cycles, and that's on top of let go. So there's something that they're wanting you to let go. There's a cycle that you need to close. Maybe they're putting you in this emotion of romance, of intimacy, of date night. It's something that they're preparing you for. It's your expectation, but it's not going to be released until you actually let go of something and properly close the cycle. Mercury retrograde. Where do we have next? Electronic issues. Issues reviewing everything. I just heard it's just this review period, right? So maybe you are in this review you are, that's it. Thank you, Spirit. You are in the review period. They're watching you, they're reviewing you. There is something that it's like your spiritual team wants to release something for you. Something is coming, right? That intimacy, that date night, that's why you feel the need, that's why you feel the urge. But there's something that you still need to, oh, we have confession at the bottom of the deck. There's something that you still need to let go of. There is something that you need to close the cycle on. You need to fully release that karma before they will allow you to get that beautiful energy, right? That date night, that intimacy. I feel there's someone specific for this collective that you want to do these things with. It's like you're expecting those things. Maybe you're dreaming about taking your person out or being out with your person, having like nice romantic dinner. Maybe that's your thing. That's maybe you're one of those people that you really enjoy to like dress up and go to a nice restaurant, eat something new, do something special, have that beautiful deep intimacy, that it's not just about, you know, being together physically, but also about emotional intimacy, you know, holding hands and kisses on a cheek and just touching someone's face. But it's just this review. I want to do a few more, and then we're going to ask, what is it that you need to move on from? Ooh. Ooh. Move on at the bottom of the deck. Confirmation. We have gambling and we have gold digger. It's funny, everything happens for a reason. Everything, right? Once you're in a space of your journey when you truly trust, you know that everything is timed to the millisecond. And the reason I'm saying is that yesterday I came across a video that I shared on my Instagram stories about how wounded men think that all women are gold digger, and all women think, wounded women think that all men are dogs. But it's actually something that is a wound within you that you need to heal, your own imbalance and your masculine and your feminine. So there's a reason it came to my mind. So maybe you're someone that in the past you would I was feeling from the very beginning a masculine energy, but I didn't want to like jump into conclusions. But maybe you're someone that because of your own woundings, you would look at women as very what's the word, like they only care about gain, that they only get into relationship to have someone that will pay their bills, to take care of them in the physical kind of sense, that they will take them out and pay their dinners. Maybe you had a lot of those karmic experiences that that ended up with just you having financial problems, and maybe that also, you know what I'm hearing actually, maybe you had some issues with addictions. It may be detailed for some of you, but with the gambling, I'm feeling that in the past you felt that engaging with someone, it's gambling. Trying out love, it's gambling, because you never know. It's like you were in this mindset that people always wanted something from you, that women always wanted something from you. But I feel like you've been through a lot of cycles. There's still something that you need to let go of this collective, because true men, true masculine, I always say this, right? There's a reason it's coming to my mind. He's a protector and he's a provider, right? So when that date night happens and we're truly in our masculine and feminine energy, the masculine is the one that he should pick a restaurant. He should make plans. He should make reservation. He should be the one to take out the credit card. And it's not about money. It's about energy. It's about, I lead you in this physical world, my queen, my goddess, right? And it's like in the past, because you had your own imbalance with your masculine and feminine, and your feminine internally was very wounded, you would take that as this energy, that is like this gold digger energy. I feel like now this collective, you've healed that and you understand maybe there's certain things that they want you to close out, to let go, to move on. But I think like the person on your mind, you now actually want to do this. You understand that. You want to be that perfect masculine, you know, what we women truly in our divine energy, we love. It's like you text us, I want to see you. How about I see you that day at that time in that restaurant? I want to take you there. I know you're going to love it, because that shows that you've made plan, you made an effort, you're committed to us, that you have this masculine energy of a leader, and not in like a forcing kind of way, because obviously when a woman responds to you saying, oh, I'm busy that day, how about we do this another day, like, okay, no problem, right? But it's like you come up with a plan and a proposal, so we don't have to think about it. There's nothing worse that can happen. It's like you have a date and then the guy, there's a reason it's coming to my mind, goes like, where you want to go, what you want to do, who's the masculine here? You know this collective. It's like I'm sensing a balance in this masculine feminine. You now understand this. You now, it's like you used to look in a very suspicious way. You would take things very seriously. You would analyze like every single little thing. And now it's like just you understand more. You understand more. Okay. You know what we want to do? What we want to do? Let's see what's going on. Let's take these. Let's see what's going on in your connection. So we have a visual. And then we're going to do, my dear friend, then we're going to do your energy. What is it that you need to let go of? Because this is the theme. What is it that you need to let go of so they can grant you that thing that you want? What's happening in this connection? What's happening in this connection, source? We have Cancer. A detail for some of you. Maybe you're a biker. Maybe your person is a biker. Maybe you always wanted, because they really looked at that bike. But it's about emotion. I was always so hot and cold with you, and I know that was confusing. Our connection was too much for me to handle, and that was the only way I could deal with it. So maybe you were very, and I'm guided to read through the shadows. Overly sensitive, moody, vindictive. That's not nice. That kind of energy. Yeah, I feel that for this collective in your shadow. It's like, you didn't respond to my message, I'm not going to respond to your message. You said something to me, I'm going to say, no, but you. Do you know what I mean? Grudge holder, secretive, and jealous. How about that? A little bit of truth. Cancer, but the first thing that came to my mind is emotion. So it's like the emotions, I'm seeing that card from my other deck. Emotions are running high right now. Number 85. What else? What else? It's so huge. Fulfilled. That's beautiful. 45, completion or achievement. I feel they want to grant you some sort of completion. I'm looking at this champagne, a reason to pop a champagne. I'm seeing like just two people on this really nice dinner, a really nice dinner, this really special, something special, right? Something that requires a plan, dressing up, maybe popping up that nice bottle of drink. Feeling happy, satisfied with one's life, going after what you want, getting what you really want. Do you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing this collective, you, both of you, because this is your second card. So there will be a reason. We'll see what still needs to be fixed here. But it's like you've been working on being happy. You've been working on understanding, I'm hearing, that the other person is just that cherry on top. I'm sensing there's a lot of, please don't make this fit, a lot of healing that's been done in this collective. When I say a lot, I mean in years. I really do. You cannot heal in 3 months. You cannot. You cannot. I am hyperachiever. When I set my mind on something, boom, I go. So take it from a person like that. There are things that you cannot just achieve like that. Past life. I love this card, 71. Maybe you feel like you have, or maybe you know at this point that you have past life with this person. Maybe you had memories. I just heard visions. I just heard visions. What I'm guided to tell you is that we talk about feminine and masculine all the time, right? On this journey, feminine is the one that is supposed to sit in stillness, sit in emotion, connect to the void, upper chakras, trust the divine, be that crow woman, right? That witchy kind of energy. Whereas the masculine is very grounded in a logical mind, in a 3D mind, in a matrix kind of world, and the physical world is his dominion, right? But what actually happens in a separation on this journey for us to be able to heal and find balance, because the divine feminine and the divine masculine is always somehow imprinted in us. If we're meant to be on this journey, it's not something that you can call in. You cannot call in your twin. I talk about this all the time. It's something that we plan before we incarnate in those bodies, right? So we're, without us knowing, we are programmed. It's this blueprint, certain things that we will need to go through, that we will need to be. So from the day you're born, you are that divine feminine. You're not in your divine energy just yet because you're wounded, right? But it's like you're that already. Do you know what I mean? And what happens on this journey when we're activated is that for the feminine, that you were always someone that would, whether you knew it or not, that would listen to your intuition, that was very magical, that was very special, that was very right. So without you knowing, despite the shadows, you were preparing for the role of divine feminine. But when you meet your divine, it's the first person that you have zero intuition. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what the hell is going on. Is this person good for me? Is this person bad for me? Is this person my person? Is this person not my person? Am I going crazy? Am I going to Lulu? Right? It's the first time that you don't know. You don't know anything. With your divine, you literally know squat. And even when you progress on this journey, there's certain things like you sense, right? Because you connect to your senses energy. But it's like you read others like an open book. But for your own journey, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. And on the other side of the coin, there's the masculine, who would always be guided with his masculine little logical mind. And for the first time, you're the first woman who activates his intuition. He's starting to feel things. He's starting to see things. He's getting access to that universal knowledge. He has visions that he doesn't understand. And for a very, very long time, he denies. So with that card, there's a reason it came to my mind. With that card, what came to my mind is that you, this collective, you and your logical mind, because we're doing both of your energies, the masculine would have visions from your highest, most aligned timeline. So maybe you saw the two of you actually, maybe even, in that restaurant, and that maybe you already know, it just came to my mind, maybe you already know what restaurants it's going to be, even if you're not going to get the courage to do this anytime soon or close this cycle. It's okay. We'll tap into that in a moment. It's like you already know. It's like you already know. The moment you return to your feminine, you know where you're going to take her. You know what you're going to wear. Cute. And in the same time, I'm thinking maybe she has, it's like you have visions from future, from your timeline, and she remembers past lifetimes. We have spiritual practice, which is a beautiful card, number 25. I think that's both of you. I think both of you now know it's a very spiritual connection. It's a connection that awakens you spiritually, and that's the purpose of your connection. So you would both be working on yourself, removing limiting beliefs consciously. I'm hearing for this collective, working through inner healing issues with codependency, meditating, removing self-limiting beliefs. Let's see what else. It's a really nice energy. So I'm feeling guided to say to you, because I have different collectives and different levels of of the journey, and I read for different people, and I know that there's a moment of this journey when you really are in a Delulu land, right? You take what you want to take, you hear what you want to hear, because it's difficult to break through that thickest layer of shadow, right? And you're in such longing that it's just, you don't know what's going on. This is not a beginner's thing, right? We're talking about people who are already, both of them consciously, on a journey of spirituality, on a journey of healing. So if you've known your person for like 6 months or 1 year and you've been in separation for a few, it ain't it. Insecurities. So we still have some insecurities. Just when I said it, damn it. Charismatic Casanova at the bottom of the deck. I feel this is this collective of masculines that you were that in the past. You were the conqueror. Maybe that also comes with the fact that you thought that women were gold diggers. But how would you not think that if you were offering them that? It's like people don't understand the law of attraction at all. But that's your energy, that charismatic. Maybe you're very attractive. Maybe you're very like, you like to like look good and smell good, and you like the attention, or you used to, like, I hope, the attention of the ladies, but it actually would come from a place of insecurities. I think that would be a theme for you as this collective, but also for both of you to work through insecurities, to understand that the Casanova energy was coming from a place of insecurities and not a true masculine energy. Hold on. Let's do a few more, and we're going to tap into what is it that you need to close. Time is ticking. Number 9. He's here. This is very mature energy. This is energy of someone who is on the last cycles. So don't make this fit, please, please. If you're in anxiety, if you're in longing, if you're wanting your masculine to come back, this is not your reading. It's not. This, let me do one more. This is the energy of this masculine. You already are on a journey. You're already conscious. Yes, there are some blockers. We're going to talk about this in a moment, but you're stepping into your divine masculine. You know, you have previous lifetimes with, yeah, you've done a lot of inner child healing, and that's on top of those spiritual practices. And send messages. So maybe you have a lot of send messages. Maybe you have a lot of notes, whether that's in your journal or in your notes application in your phone, things that you would want to say to this person that you don't want to forget, which is very beautiful. I think that your spiritual journey was focusing on inner childhood trauma, inner child healing. That would have been your thing. It's like you're now aware that everything begins from childhood, from traumas that are created by our karmic family, because this is how we want things to play out. We want to create those traumas within us to truly be able to heal them on a very deep level through this journey. I think you are I just saw this. Oh, maybe you like that story. What's this with the coyote? Well, oh my god. When it was him and the ostrich, that's how they called, and that like he would set him on fire and he would always play tricks on him. Maybe you like that story. Maybe you like Warner Brothers stories. But I just saw like you feel like you have dynamite that has been lit up. It's like you're feeling the push. You're feeling the like it's time. The time is ticking. It's like you're feeling that there's a cycle that needs to be closed out, that something needs to be moved, that this fulfillment is waiting for you because you've been working for that. And those send messages, they need to be sent. All right, let's do some hard work right now. Okay, let's dive into your shadows. Let's see what is the cycle that you need to close before they will release you. I'm hearing for a final test. It's a final countdown. What's the shadow of the masculine? What is it that they need to close out here? And I'll say this to you again. I'm being guided to say this. Whenever I read for the masculine energy, most of my collectives, not all, but most, you're already like past the bridge, because in the beginning of the journey, the masculine wouldn't be listening to readings, right? He would just swipe right up thinking that I'm a crazy lady, right? So if you're watching, if you're listening, and if you're the feminine watching, you're thinking this is your masculine. If you're in the beginning of your journey, it's not. Okay? Eight of Swords. There's something you're not seeing right. Drama queen. I just heard. That's why. It's like you're looking at your past, this masculine, right? 555 on a timer. You think about things that happen between the two of you. You think about the things that you've done. And you see a Mount Everest. Remember what we said in the beginning in like first part? You see it's like it's so big. So maybe you've hurt this person. Maybe you neglected this person. Maybe you said some hurtful things. Maybe you ghosted them. Maybe you feel like you never given them. Because the masculines, they don't see us properly. This is why they do what they do. Because they live in a denial. There's a veil of avoidance on them, right? So they don't see us properly. And when the veil drops, when the veil is lifted, they finally like, oh my God, what have I done? The woman of my life, the most beautiful, the most precious, the most like she was always caring, giving, and I've done all that nonsense to her, right? Which is not entirely true, because we agreed to that, and it had to happen, right? And there's a moment you reach that acceptance that it had to happen. We actually planned this, the two of us, before we incarnated in those bodies. But it's like whatever happened, if you take a step back, it's not that bad. It's something that you can make up for. It's something that you can go back to your feminine, build again the trust, the confidence, with patience, with hard work, with consistency, with dedication. But now it's like you're seeing it like Mount Everest. It's like, how could she believe me now? How could she now see me as a different person that I am? Negative thoughts. You're just 9 of Coins. We're doing your shadows, right? We're doing what is it that you need to release. Let's do 2 more. Definitely the drama queen. Maybe you can be a little dramatic, a little emotional. What? Okay, we have 2 cards. We have Queen of Swords. And we have timing, 6 months and a year. We have solar eclipse and winter solstice. Tied up loose ends. What I'm being guided to tell you is that, and I always say this, when the separation ends, right, and the masculine returns for a reunion, there's always a huge test, right? He's going to be pushed and guided to do and say something that will test us. It will test our mental stability. It will test whether we are sitting in a divine feminine, that we will not accept BS, that we will not accept any more disrespect, that what we want is our masculine in his divine power. If he's not coming with that, sorry, sir, I'm busy, right? And as well, it's a test for the masculine. When the feminine really draws a line and has a strong, firm boundary, is he ready and already in his masculine to accept that, right? And sometimes that breaking no contact is a huge test after separation. And sometimes we have to repeat a cycle. And sometimes we start building our way back to union. And I always say this, it doesn't happen from one day to another. It's a process as well. I think for this collective, you have to accept that it's going to be a process. You have to accept that you're not going to, reach out to your feminine and the next day you're going to be sitting in that restaurant that you imagine, whining and dining and having that intimacy. But whatever was screwed up through wounding that were healed already, it will take time to build your way back. That's why the 6 months, when the masculine comes back, it's still that process of in and out energy, because we're testing each other. It's a period of review. That's why the review period. It's a period of test. It's a period of review. Are you both ready? You're subconsciously testing each other. You're giving each other, again, we're each other's biggest mirror, biggest trigger. And when you are in your healed, secured, authentic, divine self, that other person, that mirror, helps you to see the light, helps you to grow and progress. But when you are in your wounded space, all they do is they show you your shadows, right? So after separation, again, when he comes back, it's a period. So they wanted you to know and to accept that as much as you want it now because you miss your feminine and you want the intimacy and you want to wine and dine her and you want to show to her that you've changed, and now all those things that you want to give to her, what you have to give her is your patience. And just as she has given you patience in the beginning, it's like truly those tables turn. And that's why we say that the tables turn and the masculine is the one that pursues, not in an unhealthy way as the feminine in the beginning, that chaser energy, but he pursues not because we resist just for the sake of resisting, but we just want to make sure that we're both ready, because now we're sitting in our feminine, we're sitting in our queen energy, we're sitting in self-worthiness, right? So it has to happen. It's part of the journey. So it's like they wanting you to remember to be strong, to sit and remain in your self-confidence, not to allow yourself to be blinded with negative thoughts. You have to, your mind needs to be strong. I'm hearing for this collective, it's like your mind is your weakness. You feel things in your emotion, you feel things, it's like you have a strong character, you have a strong mind, but your mind is also a source of weakness. So you feel something in your emotion, you feel it in your intuition, you want to do it, you feel that push, but then your negative overthinking mind starts to make noise and you fall. You believe that. So they wanting you to really maintain that mental strength. 8 of Cups. Maybe that's your pattern from the past. Maybe that's a pattern. Yeah, it's like you would, whenever there's like a little bit of drama, you wouldn't understand things for what they are. You would retreat, you would shut down instead of just asking, why did you say this? What do you really mean? I want to understand you better. You would make assumptions and you would shut down instead of having this truthful conversation. Going towards negative thoughts immediately. And I'm also hearing like faking everything is okay. Having that chilled energy, right? Instead of saying, you know what you just said, it hurt me a little bit. Can you explain why you said that? Can we work this out? Because this is truly a true mature connection, right? Sometimes we say something that hurts another person. And the key here is to understand why. Is it your shadow that is making you misunderstand what I said? Or is it my shadow that made me say something harsh that caused you pain? Or is it a little bit of both, right? So it's like in the past, you didn't want to talk. Something would just trigger you, would just activate, and you'd be like, I'm sure it's negative, right? I'm sure you meant to hurt me, so I'm just gonna leave. We have, there it is, King of Cups in reverse, overly emotional immaturity, overly emotional, manipulative, moody. Oh my God, didn't we mention moody in that other card? Withdrawn, confirmation, emotionally unavailable. Those were your traits. And they were coming from a lack of self-esteem. They want to make sure they're going to test you, right? Even before you do whatever is it that you need to do. And once you return to your feminine, this is going to be a huge, big, fat test of all that. Are you now emotionally mature? Are you now ready to say, that triggered me? Can we talk about that? First in your head and then with your feminine, to truly understand, I believe in us. I believe in myself. I sit in my strength. I sit in my masculine power. Everything that happens, sorry, drop down. You can be moody. You have to show mental strength and emotional stability. Queen of Wands in reverse. That's on top of that Queen of Swords. Pessimistic again. Temperamental. Not, I feel this collective, you are a little bit moody. You act on an impulse that something happens that might be something you've been working through, right? You act on an impulse. Something happens that you don't necessarily like. It causes emotion within you. You withdraw, you shut down. Instead of talking about this, instead of asking for confirmation and clarification, instead of addressing this, your mind goes to pessimistic thoughts immediately. Your mind goes that this person was meaning to hurt me. I'm not good enough. These are all I feel like these are not shadows. It's like, it's not like you haven't worked through this. It's like those were your thickest shadows. And they want you to be mindful of that, because there's always a big fat test. Why? Because Source wants to make sure that we are not released for union until we're truly sitting in strongly establishedly in a grounded way in our divine energy. Why? Because why would they release us for union if we're going to screw it up in 6 months or a year and go back to pain? Why? No. Source really needs to be sure, and they do it for our benefit, for our own sake. Our higher selves, they need to truly be sure. We have Page of Cups. You know what I just heard? It can be a nice energy. It's this energy of romance, dreamer. I feel like this collective you are that I'm going to do one more. But what I'm hearing is that it's, Five of Cups. You have to, you have to come in with an apology, right? And I think it's coming to my mind, for us feminines, one of the biggest things that we need to work through on this journey, amongst, others like patience and unconditional love and self-love and boundaries, is to not to have expectations. Understand it in conditional love. I love you, but I don't expect you to return. I don't expect you to offer me anything. I love you. I will always love you, right? If you ever decide to step into your divine masculine, that's wonderful. But if not, I'm not expecting anything from you. And it's a true place of unconditional love, because in a healthy relationship, two balanced people who love unconditionally, they both should have zero expectations and they would only want to give. But when two people want to give, the other gives as well. And we're pouring into each other's cups. And it's this natural balance, right? So it's like you want to apologize, but I feel like this collective, maybe you have this beautiful apology. Maybe there are things that you remember, that messages that you've written and things that are really beautiful. Maybe you even wrote a letter to your feminine. And because it's like you're proud of all the work that you've done, and you're proud of, that you're ready for this apology, which is beautiful, but you have an expectation how she's going to react. But I promise you, brother, that how she's going to react, she's going to be guided to do something that will trigger you, to truly, really test whether you are sitting in your feminine energy, because your apology will be that first test for her. You have been on this journey for years. This person has been treating you in and out, hot and cold, dismissive, avoidant, and all these things that you've done to her for years. One apology and you're good? That's not divine feminine. It will be a test for her. It will be a test for you, whether you truly moved on, whether you truly let go, whether you truly are in your divine energy. It will activate all your shadows, your thickest shadows that we were working through. And those are those shadows that I've mentioned to you. That you have them at bay. That you control them, that you understand that it's going to be a process. She's not just going to fall into your arms with one apology, especially if it's via message, right? But it will take time, and you will need to give that time. They're going to test you. Have you really let go? Have you really healed? Have you really forgiven? to yourself, to your feminine, to all the people that have done you harm in life. Are you really sitting in a place of divine masculine? Are you really sitting in a place of strength? I feel this collective, you are a bit hot-headed, you act on an impulse, you are a bit temperamental, and you are a dreamer, you are a romantic. So maybe you do have, this plan for a grand gesture, and this beautiful dinner out and apology, and the expectation how it's going to play out, and it's going to be a little bit more. Divine love teaches us that, yes, emotion, da 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 da, and it's beautiful, and grand gestures and love, but it's true love comes from a place of peace, from a place of patience, from a place of understanding, from a place of wanting to give the other person what they need, not what you want to give, right? Let's do a few emotions just to wrap this up. I got a bit overwhelmed. I feel you're going to be overwhelmed with this. I feel you're going to be... It's like you're going to approach this with this energy. This is how I started this reading, remember? You're going to approach this with this energy. I'm going to do this, da, 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 da. It's going to be beautiful. And then there's going to be tests. Something's going to happen. She's going to be like, hold on, hold your horses. Give me some time, right? Let's ease into it. I want to see what's your energy. I want to see what's my energy. And you're going to be like, this too shall pass. What's the energy? What's the emotion you need to be watchful for? You need to watch out for. Okay. Okay. I'm hearing something specific. A lot of purple color. Crown chakra, connection to the divine, trust, balance. You need to be balanced. You really need to, you cannot come in, you need to come in firm. You need to come in very masculine. Passion is beautiful, but we talk about this all the time. The journey of, I call it the journey of the King of Wands, right? Everything starts with the feminine ignition, passion within us, right? And it's beautiful to have passion, but then we need to have perseverance, we need to have courage, we need to have confidence, consistency, determination to pull through with whatever it was at the end of that passion. So you need to, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So whatever will happen, don't judge the situation. Don't judge her for doing what she's going to do, for saying what she's going to say. Come from a place of balance and unconditional love. You really have to be balanced. So before you do that, I just heard, like, maybe do a little bit of meditation, take a few deep breaths, right? Don't comment. Maybe you have this tendency that whenever you want to do something that requires courage, you want to set yourself up, set the tone, right? And you're getting into that emotion, like, yes, I'm great, I'm amazing, I'm this King of Wands, right? For this situation, you need to come down. You need to come from a place of balance, peace, stability, Hierophant. There's a reason I said it. Hierophant, the place of the Hierophant. So deep breaths, meditation, really calm, really stable. Don't come in that, right? We have honesty, so that's also going to be important. So you have to be an open book. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect truth from myself. Look at yourself. Don't have expectations. Now it's a test of who you are, regardless how other people react and how other people, what other people give you in that situation. You have to be honest. So maybe in the past you would struggle with honesty. Maybe you're one of those people that, like, I don't lie, but I'm not entirely honest, right? Which is the same thing. Patience at the bottom of the deck, and empathy. You will need patience. They will test your patience. Your feminine has been years on a journey learning patience, right? You need to give her patience right now. Honesty. Again, I feel you are this person, it's like you come in, but if you something is not reciprocated, that was your shadow, that you were shut down, right? So even if someone for a while will remain a closed book to you, now you need to be an open book. You need to be completely honest, completely transparent, say how you feel, say what triggers you, say what worries you, open the floor for honesty, because it may be that this was missing. We have relationships. I'm feeling also one of your shadows was how you approach relationships, what relationships you choose for your life. So maybe that's something that will trigger her, that past experience with you. Is he really, maybe you were someone that like relationship was a liability to you. It's like you would show with your whole body and mind and your heart and what you would say, and even like gestures that you don't want, like don't think we have anything, don't think we have that relationship, right? Don't think I want this, you're no one to me, right? It's like this really strong, it's like your feminine felt, I'm feeling this energy like in the past 555, she would have to convince you that love and relationship is beautiful, and she would feel like that's a weight for you, that's not something like you want to do, right? And we want to be with someone who wants that relationship. So I feel like you need to show this, that everything that comes with relationship, which is honesty, which is spending time together, which is making plans together, which is dedication to each other, commitment to each other, it's okay. I've worked through this. I know now that lack of that came from a place of my shadow. And the last one, we have perseverance, and that's the thing here. I know I can do whatever I set my mind to. You have to come in honest, balanced, and dedicated. 3 things: honest, balanced, and dedicated. You have to, that perseverance, whatever, if you're really ready, if you're really in your divine masculine, if you don't want to repeat the cycle and go back into separation, you have to know that there's going to be tests and walk through them like a boss, being aware of all your shadows that we went through, that we discussed, that you already control those shadows, you have integrated those shadows. When they emerge, when they trigger, you're going to control this because you know where they're coming from, and you know they're not your truth. They're only here to cast more light on your beautiful light. You have to be consistent. You have to be patient. You have to gain your way back. That's what I'm hearing. Gain your way back. It cannot be granted just like that. And I say this all the time, both to feminines and the masculines. It cannot be granted just like that. It comes with hard work, humility, and patience as well. I hope this was helpful. And I love you.